Hi, everybody. It's time. We're here again for the fifth night in a row. Oh my god. It's like we've been doing E3 stuff for a long time now, and it's a lot. It's me, John. We're back again for Video Game Choo Choo E3 coverage. We're here. We're talking about it. Yay!
Yay!
This time I am joined by we've got Maverick on here tonight. Maverick, how you doing?
Hey, it's me. After the hell of the PC gaming show, I'm maxing, I'm relaxing, I'm vibing, baby.
I dig it. I dig it. We've got Franny. Franny is here, floating in space. I don't know. Do you need help of any kind?
No, I'm just hanging out here.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. As long as you're not like gonna fall into a black hole.
No,
or
it's
anything like
mostly
that.
metaphorical. I'm in no actual danger.
Okay, I understand. And joining us with another leak, a Dark Souls leak. We have esteemed VTuber Rose.
Hi, yeah, if you can believe it, I got another one. They let me into another meeting, and it really, it speaks for itself, I think.
Does. It's time for Dark Souls 4.
Yeah. Elden Ring took so long, like this is what they had to do.
Yeah, they're turning that one out in like a month, yeah.
It's always darkest before the soul.
That's exactly right. They say that at the end of the last DLC. It was a prequel. It was like a hint, right? A little like, hey, guess what? You won't believe what's coming next.
And of course, we got Scott up on here doing production. Scott, how's everything looking right now?
Everything looks and sounds normal. I just want to do one more sound check. If everyone could please grab their sound check beverages.
Okay.
Yeah,
are you ready?
I just
ready. Grip and rip. 3, 2, 1. I got a White Claw today.
It's beer 3. We're not all drinking, but those of us who do are. I got my Harry Potter butter beer. It's horrible.
Oh, yeah, I love that.
Did you already talk about Harry Potter butterbeer on here?
Probably.
I
on the podcast for sure. Yeah.
Look, I mean, it's not official Harry Potter butterbeer, but it's implied. There's the implication because it's got the fucking
that
like
makes it
flying
better if it's...
I got a Austin East Cider Blood Orange.
Ooh,
seltzer.
That's pretty good.
Cider. Wait, so we did beer 3 and none of us got actual beer.
None of us got beer.
Hey. This is just fine, okay?
I could have. I didn't get the memo. Okay,
what?
Like
we've been saying beer.
We've
been saying today is beer 3 for like the last week.
all the big beers at the store. They were Bud Lights, they were Budweisers, they were icky no drinks. I don't need that. I'm vibing. This is my boat drink. Call me
no drinks.
Yeah,
I'm. It was either this or a goddamn mango Rita, and I need to still be able to be cognizant on the front line today, and I'm already doubting that right now. But
I already got my water too, so
yeah. I'm usually like a craft beer person. I like to get a Dogfish Head, like Broke, but like I went to the gas station I'm really close to see like it's Louisiana. There's beer fucking everywhere. I'm like, they have anything at all, and it's like I saw White Claw and I'm like, I've never actually had it before, and now I do believe that Claw is law.
Franny, or what are you sipping on, if anything?
We've got a nice cold water.
Yeah,
me too. Yeah,
cheers, bro.
That's what we do.
I'll drink to that. I need to. Guess who doesn't spend a lot of time on a webcam and having to like actually do shit and pay attention to it?
Oh, you're doing great.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So, today was the day that, I mean, we said it was beer 3, but we also labeled it as the variety day because it was just a bunch of random shit that we had no idea what was going on, and we kind of just got thrown at us, and we just took it as it came, and that was quite an adventure to have to kind of just go through today. So we'll just start off with the top here. The Verizon had a slot today for some reason. I mean, they used their slot for probably the best way they could. In that they just talked about how they were giving a bunch of money away. You know, that's fine. They just announced that they were going to do like mentorships for esports casters and sponsorships for game development. I was not 100% there. Like, I was in and out. I came in like near the tail end. So I think they were talking specifically about like historically black schools that they were giving the scholarships to. Is that correct?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, if there wasn't any mention about how Verizon 5G is the best 5G network of all, and how that Corona 5G got me straight bussin', then they were just mentioning the fact that, yeah, they're going to be focusing on being able to provide more for HBICUs. Yeah, it's historically black institutions, colleges, universities. And just also, like, it was one of those things that really just cemented that gaming is kind of becoming a larger platform. Like, technically speaking, there are like high school esports teams that are going to be premiering like this upcoming school year.
That's crazy.
Places. Yeah,
bound to happen, right? Like, I mean, there was always like the weird Lego robotic stuff that always felt like a entry point to that stuff happening at some point.
Like that's at the very least, it's easier to say, this is an entry into coding. You'll be able to like be an engineer if you have an interest in video games or whatever. This is the moment that I think people are actually realizing, like, oh no, this can be its own thing, and this can be something entirely separate. And I think it's interesting to see that unfold. And specifically, I'll talk a little bit more about it in another conversation. But it's funny seeing specifically the intermingling between that and then just the focus on inclusivity specifically.
Totally. So that was that. I mean, it was just them, talking about it, so I guess we'll see what happens. But good thing to talk about, good thing to say. After that was the Intellivision stream, which oh boy, so I just wrote down Intellivision, lol, because it was oh boy. So Tommy Tallarico came out, old Tommy T came out and touted the new Intellivision Amico, that console that's been, like floating around for years and years now. And he, like Tommy Tallarico is definitely a talented orator. Like, dude can talk, dude can definitely sell what he's trying to do. But after seeing what the Amico was, just like, just no. Like, no. So the controller looks weird and bad. And
ass.
Yeah, I mean, look at that thing. God, like,
look at that nice family.
And
nice family.
They're all enjoying the Amico.
I hadn't seen that until right now.
Yep. Looks like a bootleg iPod Touch.
Yeah, it kind of felt like they were starting to try to, like position it as like, okay, this will be a cheap sort of thing to, have like a family get together thing. This is something that, if your family can't like afford a Switch or a PlayStation or something, this would be the thing that you could go to get relatively recent-ish type games. Like, you're gonna want to get something that's like, like your sports games, this is how they were positioning it. They did not mention the price on this stream. You go to GameStop and you look up the price. The base cheapest model is $250, and then the one above that is $300.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they're charging Switch prices for this. You could just get a Switch.
They're showcasing all their games right here too. Like, you can see what is up front, and
it's not very. It doesn't wow, I would
Looks
say.
a bit shit.
Yeah.
Like,
I love
you
all
could
these
get the
old
Nintendo
bins.
Switch Online for what, like $5, and then just play the SNES games. Like, you could just do that, right?
yeah, like there are a lot of things to criticize the Switch for in terms of its online handling. You can literally just buy the base and get a $5. You can put $20 in to get SNES games for a year, and that kid that you bought the Switch for will be fine. If not kind of a nerd as a result, but hey, that's just being a gamer.
Yeah, and I mean, there's plenty of games on Switch that go on sale for a couple of dollars here and there, like if you are looking for something and you are on a tight budget, like it would be 100%. Like, I mean, the Switch Lite is $50 less than this thing, like, yeah, you can't hook it up to a TV, but yeah, or there's even, there's the Series S is less than 250. I mean, it would be difficult to get it because it's the Series S, but like, you could seriously get way better consoles with way better games for less than what they're asking for, and they're presenting this like it's a cheap product. It's just
a Raspberry Pi, even.
Yeah,
like I'm just
yeah,
there's so
exactly.
many options. Just like $25.
Yep.
I love how all of these games that they're showing is like just knock off Newgrounds game. Like, they're not even like, it's the stuff people started making before they got into more experimental stuff.
And amico means friend in Italian. This was going to be the console for Italians. Your Nonna was going to be able to finish up cooking her brashol, and she could have played Frackle with her besties, and it would have been a fun time. But instead, she can't because this costs $250 fucking dollars. So instead, I guess she has to go get a Switch and pick up Trails of Cold Steel 3. So
Yeah,
she should
it's
play.
only rough.
I bet Grandma would really like Trails. Yeah,
I've been asking her to play it.
Yeah,
It's like reading a book.
Shout out Food for Dogs.
Real Food for Dogs. We should get her on the stream.
That would be great. I'd be okay with that. So there was the Intellivision stream that was hilarious. And the next stream, which was, I would say, in a way pretty funny, but also like it's all about how it was done. That was very funny. So Take-Two had announced that they were going to have a showcase at E3. And there was actually like a leaked list of games that Take-Two is supposed to be working on. That I guess people were expecting to see at this event. There was like a Marvel XCOM game. I think there's been like rumors of the new BioShock or whatever. There's been a lot of games that have been like seemingly in the works from Take-Two for a good while. And instead of doing that, Take-Two decided to host a diversity panel. Like a very straight-laced, just diversity panel where they just brought on some speakers. They had their talks. They answered some questions. It was, exactly what you'd expect if you were going to walk in and, go to see a diversity panel. But it was just plopped in the middle of E3, and it was advertised as the Take-Two event. So it was very odd. And I mean, people said good things on the panel. It was a good listen. I'm glad that I sat there and listened, but 10,000 people left that Twitch stream during that
10,000
panel.
people who don't want to have this conversation. And frankly, it's sad to say that at this day and age, no one is really ready for that conversation, but that's neither here nor there.
No, definitely.
It was a very strange thing.
Yeah, like, I mean, like I was saying before the show, like the Fortnite, they did the same thing, and it was just like people were complaining about it, and it was just miserable because it's just like, man, like you don't have to watch it, you don't have to do anything, like, but like,
Fortnite thing too is like an optional event in game, right?
It was in the lobby.
It was in the wait, what?
Like, I think it was in the lobby, yeah, because they have a big screen.
Oh, okay, yeah. You know what? I don't know shit about Fortnite, so you're like, the way I understood it was like they had like a movie lobby specifically where they were airing stuff like Inception and like other stuff, and for some reason they had like an actual real serious talk about like racism in America, and it's like, oh boy, look at all the people doing their sweet Fortnite dance emotes in front of this, like.
Yeah.
real smart stuff.
Like all the entire chat was people just posting like the Resident Sleeper emotes, and you know, it was just like nobody's gonna pay attention to that. And you know, like there are definitely like of course these are the people that need to see this, but
Yeah.
like of course they are the people that need to be strapped down with their they need to be Clockwork Orange to do this. Like I'm not gonna say they don't need this, but you know, they're not gonna accept that when they're in like they're basically in this separate echo chamber over to the right in the chat that is just isn't it funny that we're making fun of this, you know? Like it's not going to get to them when they're just like they're basically just going to be constantly being told by their peers, you know, like this sucks like over and over again.
Just
it's
saying.
a shame because because like, you know, I listened to it and it was it was definitely a great conversation, and you know, good questions were asked, and you know, they had good folks representing all the different parts of the community, and it was a good showcase. But they definitely should have just said what it was and presented it what it was from the start, and it would have went over a lot better.
Yeah, I think so.
Just saying, thousands of people are now on the wrong side of history.
Yeah. It's a shame. You know, they just don't care. If they also bought the itch bundle for racial justice, that is now out of their cart, and they are now being on Agent 47's hit list.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
not allowed to play the games anymore.
I heard it. I got it as a message, and he said, "I'm coming for them."
Take-Two is taking this very seriously, is what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they really are calling in the big guns.
Yeah. Okay, so after that, today was rough. After that was the mythical stream.
All right, I would like to show all of you something very special. Or I guess you would have to go onto the stream to watch it, but I do encourage you to go to blankos.com, and I'm just going to pull it up on the stream right now so everyone can see what exactly we're dealing with.
That.
No, I don't want to see it.
Going to blankos.com.
I don't want to see it.
I just want to show you. I want to show you what we're dealing with here when it comes to Blankos. I'm gonna go. We're dealing with these really, really awful designed, Funko Pop-esque, like monstrosities. I don't really want to watch a trailer. I do want to go to the shop here real quick, where we have this bullseye design that is selling for $20. There are 4,000 total, a purchase limit of 25.
So let me just point out now that in the chat people are putting out some Fs in the chat for mythical games. These are not Fs for respect. These are Fs for fuck
you,
off, go away forever,
eat shit. It doesn't look like any of these have sold, by the way.
It was incredibly embarrassing. It was a
whole thing.
Yeah, just tooey. Horrible. You could press S. You could press whatever buttons you want to press to just tell them to go fuck themselves.
Press S for suck me.
$7 for a black bandana.
So it's a Blankos thing. I guess Blankos were some like vinyl toys that you could, that were popular back when, everyone loved all those vinyl toys.
Were they even a real toy?
No, they're fake. They're made up.
Yeah.
They're not real.
There weren't actual.
Last year.
Okay.
Or the year before that.
I could have sworn there were actual toys before this, though. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure they were made up for this. Yeah.
I will say that right now, when I figured, I actually never heard about Blankos. Let me go back and figure out. The immediate search result is Blankos Block Party Scam. So
yeah. So
great.
Yeah, they have basically made a there are vinyl toys that the design is inspired by. That is what Solon is saying in the chat. So they made basically like a Roblox game. Like they just made a Roblox ripoff where it's just, hey, here's this place that you could just hang out, do little mini games, and mess around with your character. But they made it so basically each individual character, each individual design is an NFT that is tied to the blockchain. So it's all bullshit scams. It's all awful. It's all hilariously bad. It was a terrible thing to watch. They brought out Dead Mouse to try to sell it as if that means fucking anything in 2021. Like, come on.
I love that it's like trying to be sold on like the creativity of all of the people who are working on it, and like they're working with all of these major brands to like make all these designs, and it's like the level of design that we're dealing with is like shit that you find at Walmart, like stuff, like people who are really fucking into like tap out stuff. Oh yeah, buy that fucking vinyl for like $900. Yeah, that's definitely gonna happen.
Yeah, and if you were in the chat, you got them like as Twitch drops too, which like, you know, they're just basically trying to like seed the market or whatever, as if that means any, like, nobody cares. Nobody's gonna be like.
It all looks terrible. Like, look at these.
They all look like shit. They all look
good.
like shit.
Nothing about this is visually appealing in the least bit.
I do have to admire Mythical Games for asking the question, how do we make games more inaccessible?
Yeah.
I do have
They
to
answered.
admire
Who's
that
doing
grit
that right
in
now?
2021.
God, like, I could get the mask guy. I would get a knockoff version of the mask guy, so I don't give Mythical any of my money, and put him in like my hypothetical Mexican restaurant. But that's about as far as we go. Like this is the essence of someone, the essence of people that think about California a lot and like the idea of being in Los Angeles.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Like, go, scroll to one of these guys' rooms real quick. I just want to point out,
yeah, sure.
just the fucking, just any one of these.
Yeah, I'll.
Okay, yeah, like what?
Oh wow, what is that?
This art form industry lair, the idea that I like to create, I'm a hashtag creator. It is so reductive to see a lot of, I have a lot of opinions apparently about the way that graffiti gets fucking like marketed in a capitalistic sense, when the whole idea is that graffiti is supposed to be a free-form artistic movement that focuses on being able to like survive even when people hate it. I like this dude's Cloud Strife hair. It fucking sucks.
Holy shit, that was awful.
Like this whole presentation was a visual assault.
Yeah, there was simply nothing that was shown that was visually appealing in the least bit. Whether it was like any of this gameplay or the myriad of different white dudes that were talking about how cool NFTs are.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait,
And,
we gotta.
Yeah, there is a one person in particular who's talking about NFTs.
He's coming.
Oh god.
Oh no.
Yeah, someone in the same sector as Rose here.
No, don't say that.
Yeah, here he is.
No, that's not. No.
God, I hate this dude.
Yeah,
I just
they
noticed
brought
he-
him on. Yeah, he's just an NFT. Like they literally brought him on just because he bought a bunch of NFTs. Like that's all it is.
Cool.
What do you think? What do you think any of these other people are?
I know, but like, still, you know, like it's just this shit, this fucking shit. Like
It's
the
so
ESA
bad.
is so desperate that they gave a half
I know,
an hour.
yeah,
to this
that's
shit.
it.
Like, come on, like this whole thing.
Here's
Just
the
like,
artist.
suck my dick.
Who
God damn it.
loves to put down things like, what if I made a face but it was fucked up and a little drippy? Like, listen, like, I say this because of the fact that every day whenever I go out, I come across legitimate graffiti artists and talent. There's a fucking mural of Bugs Bunny in a leather jacket saying Bushwick proud, and that rules. That kicks ass. This sucks dick.
Yeah, this is just bad.
He was also complaining that, you know, he sells something that he typically makes and then it's like gone and he has no control over it. And I'm like, that's how you sell something.
Yeah.
The whole point of NFTs is that you're supposed to sell it, and then it's the person who bought its thing forever. So what the fuck is this guy even talking
Except
about?
it's not.
Like,
He's talking about chaos.
yeah, you know what? Yeah, you're right. We shouldn't be insulting sucking dick. It is nowhere like it is. Yeah, this
No,
is
you're
just
right.
bad. It's just fucking bad. It's horrible, and it's the worst. And every single one of these people is a detriment to society. If they all poofed away, the world would be immediately better.
They all
So,
disintegrated
yeah,
into a million particles and floated away.
Yeah,
If
fuck
these
everybody
exist
involved with
being-
this. Yeah.
I feel like I was gonna say it earlier, but I feel like the dead mouse leveraging and things like that really speaks to the nature of like the type of person who is invested in crypto and NFTs and things like that, because they're someone who has no cultural cachet of their own. They have nothing they actually resonate with. They just remember things, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's just it. And you hate to see these grifters. Like E3's always had grifters on stage, you know. That's kind of an inevitability of any industry, but
But
this is
the
like
one that's,
beyond the
like, kind of,
pale.
like resonating with people.
Yeah.
You know.
There was an artist
Crypto and
earlier
shit.
in this that like was like, oh, you know, I was very inspired by anime growing up. I was a '90s kid and stuff, and you see the designs he puts out, and it's just like, bro, did you just like watch it out of the corner of your eye when you were busy doing homework or something? Like,
It's the opposite end of the spectrum of graphic design is my passion, where it goes so far into it that it's just like fully capitalistic like bullshit.
yeah, I'm not asking for originality. I'm asking that you can tell me where the sources are coming from. Like, I can't even tell you it. Oh god, no! I remember a point that I wanted to make earlier.
no.
A point that I
Oh,
was
God.
making earlier is that for a bit earlier in the day, I figured, you know, what if I like superimposed myself on a Family Guy wallpaper? And I figured I search up funny, cool Family Guy wallpaper. And I just remember that there's
love this
this
story.
entire subculture of people who will take cartoon characters and just place them in Supreme and fucking Balenciaga streetwear, and it's like, it's not specifically a thing where it's like, oh, I can pinpoint exactly who this is about. No, it's like, this is an idea of what cool is, and that is just simply not the reality. These are people that would love a blown up portrait of Stewie with fucking horrible sleeves shooting out a Supreme money gun. I respect Thug SpongeBob is the thing. Thug SpongeBob has a purpose and has a clear message. Same thing with the pre-Space Jam streetwear Looney Tunes.
Burlington
that has
Coat
a
Factory,
vibe.
yeah.
Like, those legitimately feel cool and fun. The thing that I'm speaking to, which is similar to this whole thing, is just whack.
Are you saying you're not excited for the Burberry Blancos?
I mean, if it's MJF, then yeah, I will be. God, if MJF gets into NFTs because of a dumb video game.
He's probably he's either already there or he's given up on it because he thinks it's for nerds.
Probably.
All right, well, enough of this. Enough. Good. Enough. So there was an indie showcase, like a quick indie showcase they had there. There were a few games they showed. It wasn't really too much. I wouldn't really say there was anything that was like a major highlight for me, at least. I don't know if any of you all watched this part. Yeah, there was this paper airplane game called Life Slide. You know, there were a couple of other games that seemed all right. They're doing that Toy Soldiers HD version. That's pretty neat. You know, there's a couple of things in here that looked pretty okay, but it definitely felt like it was just whatever didn't make it into the other stuff that happened already. Because like look, I get it. There's a lot of indie games. It's good that there are more games that are getting highlighted over E3 season, but it really feels like it's just like bursting at the seams now. And like the fact that there were like 7 indie game showcases was just, it's too much. I feel like it was just too much in general.
There's lots of games. There's lots of games, and I'm totally okay with them doing a bunch of different showcases. I don't necessarily need them all conglomerated into one space. It's I'm gonna miss a lot of it, of course, because there's I don't have enough time to go and watch all of it as it is. But I understand. I would rather these exist more than something like the Capcom conference that we'll talk about later, which was just literally nothing. Or fucking like a 20-minute conference on fucking NFT vinyls, you know?
Yeah. That's what it is, folks. That is what it is. But was there anything on here that you all were particularly interested in, or can we move on?
Not really. I feel bad for these. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, I don't feel bad. I'm glad they got eyes on them, you know?
Yeah, ultimately that's the best part, but it definitely is kind of when you have a lot of these different showcases specifically for a lot of different games, it is sort of I guess it is just things that are already put out or are kind of just if we got some slots, if we got space for it, just throw it in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then after that was Limited Run, which honestly was one of the highlights of the day, I would say, straight up, because it was quick, it was humorous, and they actually announced new stuff. It wasn't just, hey, here's the things that we're releasing physically. They actually announced new games. For new games, they explicitly announced that they are going to do an actual sequel to River City Girls. There's River City Girls 2 was something that they announced, which that's really cool. River City Girls is a great game. But not only that, they are also going to be releasing the origins of the River City Girls, specifically Shin Neketsu Koha Kunio Tachi no Banka, which is going to be released over here as River City Girls 0. Said as a Super Famicom River City game that we never got over here. They are basically going to be really hyping up that the girls are in this, but I don't think it's I don't think they're as in it as they are kind of saying that they are. They're playable in the game, but it's not it's just their game. This is a Kunio-kun game. But it is the game that they are from. And it's, from what I've heard, it is a solid game. So, that's good. And then River City Girls 2, people seem to be real stoked for that. I think they are having the abs lady from the store in River City Girls 1 is going to be playable in 2, so there's some fans of that decision. And then there's just a bunch of other things that are going to be getting physical copies. I'm not going to run through everything, but I'll just kind of mention the major things. There's a Zombie Ate My Neighbor's Ghoul Patrol package. There is they're porting every Shantae game to PS5, and it kind of sounds like they might be doing some kind of package collection. That would be really cool if they just put them all in one bundle and sold it for $60. I would probably pick that up. But
games,
yeah, I mean that's a good way to release those games. There's Axiom Verge 2. They'll do a physical version of that. Doing Haven. They're doing a remaster of Blood Rain Betrayal, which is pretty surprising. That is the good Blood Rain game. That is the way forward side scroller. So they're doing a remaster of that. And maybe the two wildest things they announced, they are releasing a new print of Rondo of Blood for the Turbo CD. An actual official printing of Rondo of Blood for the TurboGrafx. And, well, folks, apparently it was their #1 most requested thing. Plumbers don't wear ties on
Grim.
Switch, PS4, PS5, and PC.
Grim.
Yes. It is grim.
I know
I
it's like
mean-
a funny haha joke, but like, man, like
It's rough.
it's not good is the thing. It's not even as like an archival thing.
Like I feel like the AVG interview is all we really needed for that. You know, we don't need to actually release that game into the wild again.
It seems like they're coming at it with like a real sense of humor. So like I don't know. I'd be interested in seeing what exactly this looks like, but you know, you're right. It doesn't need to exist.
Mm-hmm. God. You know that there's plenty of other things. So if you're a sicko freak who likes to have consoles, if they like to have CDs and cartridges, then you know that'll be how you do it. But yeah, it's weird. It was a weird showing, but it was fun. They definitely had fun doing it. Like you know, it was like the showcase itself was like a Mega 64 joint, and it was very obvious that it was fun. It was fun to watch. So
yeah, I genuinely like if you want to watch like any of the conferences out of this is probably the one that was like the most conventionally entertaining. I do think like the joke definitely wears thin after a little bit, but like, you know, it's like snappily put together. Like the stuff that they're doing is genuinely funny. Like, you know, there's way worse conferences out there that try to be funny. Devolver, you motherfuckers.
Yeah, it was definitely like a breath of fresh air compared to your Devolver sort of thing, where it was just like, okay, yeah, this is genuinely pretty funny. And then we had Capcom, which was nothing. They announced
nothing new, right?
Nothing
like at
new.
all. Like not even new footage, really.
No. I mean, they had you know, they confirmed that Reverse game, or I guess they're calling it RE-verse. That's coming out next month. Reverse. They confirmed that there is going to be Resident Evil Village DLC. They did not show what it is. They just said that they were going to do DLC, which, you know, I'm fine with. I liked 7's DLC a lot.
It was very much an initial announcement kind of thing that was like, yeah, we are working on DLC now. More details later. Like, they didn't have anything else to show. Here we go. Like, popped up perfectly. I only have the Japanese version of this because it was the one that was actually 30 minutes.
Sure. They talked about some Monster Hunter Story stuff. You know, there's going to be like an update, a free update that lets you have a Palamute as one of your monsties. There's going to be a demo on the 25th of this month, and then it's going to come out on the 9th of next month. So, you know, Monster Hunter Stories 2. That's a thing. And then Monster Hunter Rise, they were just like, oh, they had like a roadmap sort of thing. It didn't mean anything to me. I'm sure.
Well, here
Rose,
I can help.
Yeah, we got the perfect.
Rose,
we got the perfect sicko for this.
Okay, yeah. Please tell us what's up, Rose.
Well, so you know how I complained about how Monster Hunter World is a little too live servicey and kept releasing things all the time?
Sure.
Monster Hunter Rise has done the opposite, where they're just releasing absolutely nothing. So they did the first 2 updates that just now recently, right? They did one update that added a couple things that probably should have just been in the game in the first place. And then they did a second update that added the actual ending to the game. Again, something that probably should have just been in the game in the first place. It looks like for the foreseeable future, all they're going to do is these weird little event quests where you get like an emote or something. That won't add any new monsters to the game, won't add like anything crazy. The grimmest thing I think of all is that much of the roadmap is like focused on their DLC. Has been the worst it's ever been. We're talking like $3 masks you buy in the shop, or like $3 line stamp sets of like stickers to post in the chat.
You get black leather pants.
Black leather pants is free,
and
I'll give them that.
And sunglasses.
And the sunglasses, those are free, and that sticker set is free. But for each one of those, there is like 8 of these. Like, look, a penguin. Like, that should just be something you get in the game, you know? Like, I don't. It's not great. is what I'm getting at. And them saying like basically, hey, we're gonna do like one Capcom crossover every couple months. See there, or I think it says like end of July and August there'll be a different Capcom collabs. Is like that could be anything, that could be something on the level of the DMC collab they did for World, which wasn't really that substantial. It just added the Dante close. Or it could just be like, oh look, you can get Lady D in this or whatever, something like that. It's pretty mediocre. But like, it's still a good game. So it's just like, I think Worlds recontextualize that larger sense of like what people are expecting out of Monster Hunter. Like they're expecting the G rank thing where they make the expansion like a year later, but they're also expecting stuff along the way.
So I think maybe now would be the time to point out a big reason why this E3 has been the way that it is, like why there's been so many just weird streams, so many disappointing like roundups of games, like COVID happened, and in Japan especially, why. Yeah, I mean in Japan especially, it is really rough there still. So, you do want to be understanding, but also at the same time, it's just like you would wish that like you would just there would be like we would get information to like find out exactly what's going on, like we need communication. But then at the same time, it's super frustrating because like you can tell the reason why these slots are being taken up, like the reason why Capcom had to do this stream, the reason why these other publishers and all that are taking this time is because like the ESA would just yank them out if they didn't, and then they would, like fucking Mystical or whatever would come in their place, it's just it's the ESA is basically harming themselves by doing this because they are forcing these publishers to do E3 even though they probably shouldn't, like there's no reason, like Capcom didn't need to do this, like these were trailers that they could have just posted whenever the hell, and it's just it's a shame that this is being done, that it is being so forced. But yeah, it's just it's keeping their heads above water. It's just trying to keep themselves from it's frustrating. Yeah, it is the death throes of E3.
E3 was already failing. Like even when it was still a live event, people were saying like it is on the way out. Like I mean, people were already, what was it like? Activision and EA were already doing their shows like whatever, like 3 blocks away or something like that. Like they were just like, we're not a part of this. Like it was gonna happen anyway. And I think this is just not helping. I really don't know if they do a live in-person E3 next year, what that means, what that will look like.
I don't know.
It's interesting.
Hard to say.
It's interesting because, like, in the sense of like a live E3, like having those other conferences near you isn't necessarily like a huge detriment. Like it just means that people are going to be around and in your area, and that means more people are probably going to be at that conference anyways. Having a virtual version of that, like, I don't necessarily know if that helps. Like, you're definitely going to have people who are watching every stream and trying to catch whatever they can, or they're being reasonable and not sickos like us and skipping things that they're not interested in. But, like, I don't necessarily know how much of that rubs off on, like, E3 actually benefiting at all from any of the coverage. Like, are they making substantial enough money, like, on ad revenue from Twitch? Are they, like, making enough money from subscriptions online for, like, the weird E3 website where you can preview videos if you do enough weird gamified stuff? It's really strange. Like, I don't necessarily know as a business where they're existing at this point. It's just like getting an incredibly strange model. I bet there's definitely something a little bit more lucrative about doing a virtual show where it's like, okay, we're not renting out a ton of space. We have like a stage, and we're, you know, we can let IGN handle the presentation. Like, it's just incredibly it's just an incredibly strange way to handle it, but I bet it costs way less than what they were doing before. So who knows how they're making out on this.
I will say, like, I'm of two minds, because I totally get like why like a reasonable person would want E3 to just go away, but I kind of like having E3 as this thing for just like E3 just acting as the sun for all of these things to revolve around.
Yeah.
Purely because if we remove E3 from the equation and we kind of like level the playing field too much. I know this sounds really shitty, but hear me out. I feel like if we level the playing field a little too much, we're gonna have too many like we're gonna have to just at the very least be more cognizant as journalists or as people covering these events, because we don't want to have Mythical having the same amount of clout as Capcom.
And they don't, like, no one's like,
or like
in
conversely,
the
I think okay.
Let me just real quick, like in the Twitch chat while the Mythical thing is going on, like tons of people are just going, "Oh, this is scam," like spamming all over and over. Like, people, like, they're not gonna get the clout from this. Like, all they've done is make a total joke of themselves, like managing to get this spot.
Yeah, I would just like to see curation done by, you know, it could be by us, or, you know, just like of some form. That is what's good, because, you know, like, yeah, like having the playing field like leveled out does allow for things like all the different indie game streams, the wholesome game streams, all that stuff. Like, that's important. That is good, and I'm glad that that is happening. But we definitely just have to be smarter to just be like, you know, like us covering Mythical, us talking about it here, sure, whatever, we'll talking shit about it, fuck them, that's how it is. But, you know, if it's just like, we don't need Greg Miller standing up there just straight face like, I'm here to just talk about NFTs with these pricks. Like,
wow,
no,
didn't
we
you
don't
learn
need
so
these.
much about the blockchain?
So like, I think like part of the thing is like, the reason that I wouldn't want an E3 to go away, ignoring like the concept of a physical E3, because it is invaluable to those smaller developers to make those connections, you know, to meet those people, like get a published, like how many publishing deals have been made at E3, you know, like over the years, like how many like Shovel Knights games like that even like got places because of an E3. And like, yes, ideally I would like something not run by the ESA, but at the same time, like, this is something that lets indie games be held to that same standard of things, like you're saying. Like the problem is like, because, or like, it's rather like, if there was no E3, no one would be knowing about these indie games. Like, no one is going to tune into the Wholesome Direct because it's not part of E3. Like, it doesn't have that brand cohesiveness. Like, this is all, it all becomes this big thing that you need to look at all the parts of, or like that the average gamer who doesn't know anything, for example, doesn't, like, it's just like, oh, I gotta watch E3, I gotta watch whatever's on the E3 channel, you know, and that can lead them to finding a game that they really like that wouldn't show up otherwise. Like, that average gamer is not going to tune into like the PAX East indie stream even, you know. Like, there is this special nature of E3 that I think is really valuable for those smaller projects. I think that's the only thing I would be sad about or worried about if it went away.
I think E3 as a cultural concept isn't going to go away. Like, even if E3 the conference goes away, like, there's probably still going to be a wide open spot for like in the middle of June where a bunch of like independent conferences are like, okay, this is the time we normally do it, like, let's go for it. Or like that stuff gets spread out a little bit more over the year, because like then people aren't rushing to make
that's
trailers.
Making me very tired thinking about that. Like, honestly,
but then that's like less work for us, because then we're not all concentrated into 1 week. It's spread out way more.
Sure. And yeah, like it's being pointed out in the chat, like E3 is also definitely for behind the scenes things and networking. And yeah, I mean, like Rose is right, you know, like there's the indie games that are doing that, but there's also the big boys are also doing a lot of the behind the scenes thing as well.
Like press connections, like for us,
Mhm.
even like if we were going, like it's just
It's
it
been
would be
good for us in the
valuable.
past. Like we've managed to make connections with like smaller publishers who've been more than willing to send us games. Like that's just nice.
Yeah.
It's also like E3 is usually the time of year when like not to get too inside baseball, but it's usually the time of year for Video Game Choo Choo when we get the most amount of eyes on us, because it's like when we're posting this news coverage, we get way more people just searching for like idly for E3 news. Then they come to the site and it's like, oh, okay, and it's like it's weirdly big for us. So it's like I genuinely would like for it to stick around at least as like a nebulous point for us to grow.
Yeah. I will at least highlight, I think, like another I'd say high point of this day was the inclusion of Freedom Games having their own spotlight and realizing that, a studio made out of former members of like people in the industry through like AAA setup and whatnot, deciding, hey, let's focus our efforts on something more collaborative, more independent, and just like try and do stuff that we want to do. And they had a whole showcase just to highlight everything that they wanted to, and it was really interesting to see just the different like a lot of it is just here's a game that I'm inspired by. I'm gonna go ahead and just like show it off and have it around. But it's nice to still just see opportunities for that. Like now I know that there's a cat cafe and dog shelter building and management sims that I can just go and pick up once they're all ready to go, and that is good to know. Just fantastic to have in my pocket.
Not to put anyone on the spot, but I do want to put someone on the spot. I want to hear Franny's thoughts, because she's been very quiet this whole stream.
Yeah. I'm still a little sick, so I'm kind of floating out here in outer space.
Wow, way to go, Scott.
Torching the sick person. What's wrong with you? How could you do that?
It's what I like to do.
I wanted the stream to be inclusive,
That's true.
Okay. E3.
What is there to say?
I haven't paid that much attention to E3 in the past, mostly because for like my whole life it was mostly like centered around, as far as like a gaming convention goes, like PAX Prime. Now it was like PAX West or something. But I don't think, and even that in recent years has kind of started to splinter off and also get like really way too crowded and just filled with a bunch of bullshit. So I think like more companies are gonna just want to start doing their own thing. Like Blizzard pulled out of like everything to start doing BlizzCon and whatnot. I would love to see these bigger events for indie developers. It was weird. I felt like there were like so many indie games this year, probably more than was even like way more than was even shown at E3. But so much of E3 was taken up by like these.
I was just gonna quickly say, like, E3 usually has a ton of indie games. It's just like normally they're on the show floor and they're not like
we don't see them.
Yeah,
like we don't see tons of trailers for them. Like you mostly get like Twitter announcements and stuff, or like small or like smaller stuff. They don't usually get the spotlight, which I guess is the benefit of having a virtual conference. But
well, and it was like this E3. It seemed like there was so many slots that could have been taken up by more productive things. But it's pretty much my thought.
I feel that.
Okay. Yeah. The last thing that we didn't mention about Capcom, though, was they did show an Great Ace Attorney trailer, and they spent way too much time on it. We don't have to watch the gameplay for Great Ace Attorney. It's Ace Attorney. We know. It's okay.
And I was just about to switch over to it.
I mean, I don't know. It looks good. It's Ace Attorney.
Yeah.
I love to see Ace Attorney.
It didn't need a demo, like it's the type of thing where the fact that they had to put like this will have spoilers because of the nature of the game is like so like, well then don't show it. Like just show the it was weird. It was really weird.
It was weird. I don't think I'm missing anything. Was there anything after that?
There's a reason today was beer 3, and that's because there was not much going on. Claw's Law.
I can't believe you just steamrolled right past Razor. Just really not paying attention to anything about Razor. You mean to tell me that you didn't want to talk about an $800 monitor that is literally costing as much as the space that I rent out right now? You telling me that you don't want to hear about the thinnest 14-inch gaming
laptop that's ever existed.
Thin. When I turn around, I already lost it because it's so fucking thin.
The guy pulled out his vape rig during the conference, and I think it was just so he could vape between edit points, but like it felt like he was trying to make a point that like the size of it was about as big as his rig.
I really didn't understand the vape rig.
I just think he wanted to
do
vape
something with it.
I know.
The new
on screen.
The new $180 charging brick that you could just charge all your stuff on and not have any issue. Come on. Razors for the game. We're not even talking about Project Hazel.
That's right.
Project Haze even. You tell me that like and I'm not gonna like hold steadfast on whether or not the price of a gaming monitor is worth it. I will say it's pretty silly just to see like it was a keynote-esque keynote, and it is just like, listen, I'm focused on the games. I will when I am in a position to be able to say I can look towards a multi-$100 gaming monitor, I will look to do so. I literally bought both of my monitors off the Facebook Marketplace because that was available to me. No judgment calls on people that do invest, because guess what? I would definitely love to have an actual setup. That stupid 3-monitor mount that they showed at the end, I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, well, I mean, if I had the space and the money, that would definitely be available to me.
Yeah.
But, like,
They're
making gamer masks in 2022.
Gamer masks? I think the thing especially about it...
a little slow on the uptake, you know?
The thing especially about it is that it's like the monitors themselves are like they're Razer branded. Like Razer products are not good. Like I just genuinely don't really enjoy them very much. They're very overpriced and they tend to break pretty easily. But like the monitor itself, it felt like the one different thing that it had going between it and any other monitors was that it had like a neon light thing at the bottom of it. It looked so silly.
Gamers love to have RGB material,
That's
but then
true.
not be there for DEI work. I mean,
oh wow,
what a mess! What
Gamers,
a mess!
what's wrong with you?
Yeah, this is you're right. This is the shit that gets shown instead of Sony since they pulled out. We gotta somehow convince them to cut it back.
Oh, so like, what are the bets on Sony being like announcing it next week, right? Like being next week, like
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, we're gonna do it.
Totally. Yeah,
They'll do
that is
another
what's gonna
state of
happen.
play. They do that kind of stuff all the time.
No,
Yeah,
I know.
but
It's just gonna
it's
be
just
like
gonna
the
be-
ultimate, like it's gonna
Yeah.
be like Thursday. They're gonna do it.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever.
They're gonna hustle a few more PS5s into the market, and then they'll be like, okay, let's get this going.
All right. Well, that was today.
Any predictions for tomorrow? It's Nintendo Day. This is the big one.
Now let's. I would love to see what we think is gonna be. Who do we think the new
Yeah, who's in
fighter?
Smash? Who's in Smash?
Oh, no.
Everyone
Don't
gets
get 'em
one.
started.
Everyone
It's
I
gets
gonna
don't
be
one.
wild.
know. I don't know, Rose. I'm not gonna start. I don't know.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. How about this? Everyone gets one guess.
All right.
Oh shit.
If you can't
Genuine
get-
or-
Yes.
One genuine guess.
What is one legitimate inclusion that if you had to really think about it and said, if this happened, if there is a chance that this could happen, I would be pissed. If you can find that in your
Okay.
soul.
Okay. So my easy, of course this is gonna happen. They're gonna put another Pokemon in there. It's gonna be Urshifu or something. They're just gonna put another Pokemon in. That is my, of course. That's what they're gonna do. I mean, what I hope it is, I'm rooting for some weird shit. I want Reimu, I want heavy weapons guy, I want Doomslayer, I want all kinds of just wild, crazy shit that's probably never going to happen. The only thing that would probably actually legitimately piss me off is if they put Fortnite in there, just because Fortnite is just like everything that's wrong with the world. So I don't want it in Smash Bros. But
Fortnite Jonesy,
and also because it would be boring. I think Fortnite would be boring to play as too. But
you would do the taunt and he does the dance.
Yeah.
You don't want that in Smash Brothers? Are you insane?
I don't need it.
You don't want Jonesy to do this.
I don't want Jonesy to do this.
Wow. Anti-Jonesy over here.
Anti-Jonesy rhetoric in here, yeah.
My bones are vibrating. I feel it. It is now the year Leon S. Kennedy is going to make it in.
Oh,
sure. I'd love Leon. Sure. I'd love any Resident Evil character. Resident Evil would be great in Smash.
It would be very funny if it was...
probably do Chris, right?
No, they would probably do Leon because he's the only one that actually is like related to Nintendo.
Well, I mean, why?
RE4.
Chris won. It's on the GameCube.
Resident Evil 4 was in the GameCube. It came out first on the GameCube.
So they have the same. They have the same cachet.
Chris is in as an Echo Fighter.
They should put Ethan, and all of his moves should just be involving him getting different body parts chopped off, and they fly off and hit people. That's what happens.
So what you're saying is you want what is her name? What's the name of the main character of the missing Rose?
JJ
Macfield. Yeah, she should go in.
Yeah, I mean, sure.
All right, I got a legitimate guess and one I'd hate.
Okay.
Right, okay. Ready. Okay, legitimate guess. Crash Bandicoot.
Sure.
Okay.
I think like with Crash 4 now a little bit behind us, it would line up with like dev cycles. Like, oh, Crash Bandicoot 4 got announced. We could look into that. Why don't we ask them? Something like that.
I mean, yeah, with the Insane trilogy too. Like, it's been a while.
Yeah, and that's on the Switch and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Most hated would be a Pokemon for sure, but also like I think like all the people who say stuff like they want it escaped me. It was like it's one of the big popular ones that everyone's always saying, oh, they need to be in Smash. It wasn't Geno.
It was
Waluigi. I mean, Waluigi people can also kiss my ass.
Waluigi.
They should put him in for real.
Is it?
Yeah, is it Gex? Is it Croc? Is it Rayman?
Bandana Waddle Dee. I love Waddle Dee.
Bandana Waddle Dee fans. Yeah, no, Bandana Waddle Dee fans are on drugs. I don't know what their fucking problem
that
is.
Would be
I don't know why they're like this.
Pokemon would be the worst. That would be the second worst, I think, because it's just like that's nothing. You already have all the Kirby characters, and it's fine.
I mean, like, if they were gonna do another Kirby character, like they put him in as a boss. Like, if they didn't put Marks in as a boss, Marks would have been cool as a playable character. But like, they don't need another Kirby character.
Yeah, I'm the freak.
Among Us in.
They should put Among Us in.
That'd be good. That one's for me. I'm the freak who doesn't mind all the swords in Smash Bros. Because I think swords are cool and I'm normal. But
no, that's a normal opinion. The people who hate swords are the freaks.
Yeah, I'm sorry that you hate countering parries. I am sorry that you hate fighting game mechanics in your fighting game. I'm just saying. But I would be fine with like a Tails character. My real sicko crack option is like Green Schwarzer because of course like I'm Trails pilled at this point, and I could easily tell you what the whole moveset would look like. But I would more realistically assume that a Tails character could get in, probably Lloyd, because like Symphonia was on the GameCube and there's like a legacy to that. I could definitely see
people have wanted Lloyd for like years.
Yeah, like that feels understandable. I'm trying to think about others, like some sort of like any sort of RPG character I'd be fine with. I can't think of any that would actually piss me off.
Golden Sun. That's what people always say, right?
Yeah, Isaac's already an assist trophy. He is sealed away forever.
Right. Isn't he a costume as well?
Maybe, I don't know. But
I believe
he's an
it's
assist
a
trophy in this one.
Put silver in there,
So yeah,
Put Mighty the Armadillo in there.
Yeah.
I can't think of a character that would actually piss me off, just because it'd be a case of like, oh, I just won't pay for them.
Yeah.
Like that is how I win when it comes to Smash Brothers. I see a DLC character and I go, well, I guess that's like $5 that I save and will never use, because like I don't hate Toon Link, but I sure as hell don't use them.
I mean, I'm a dumbass and I bought the fighter pass.
Of course,
I paid
of course.
$30 for that
Yeah.
shit because I'm sick. So
you're locked
I
into
got
these
'em.
next two, no matter what they are.
Yep. I mean, I've been pretty happy so far. I mean, I've been happy with both fighters pass. I would say that all the characters have been pretty fun and pretty well deserved so far.
Oh, I'm totally blank. It's gonna be a rabbit.
Yeah, it's gonna be a rabbit.
I could easily see the rabbits being in there, and like each skin is just a different rabbit iteration of like.
I would be absolutely okay if they put Rabbid Peach in, like
Yeah.
just specifically Rabbid Peach.
No,
I'd be okay with that.
No. We're not going there. We're not getting to this level. We're not getting to the point where we go, yeah, you know, it's fine if they put a rabbit in Smash. No, fuck no. It's like saying like, oh, I would hope if the minions were there, I wouldn't cry.
Wow,
like,
that
that's
is
just like how you trash. Like,
We
Because
should
that
put
game
the
is
minions
good.
in.
I don't care. That game is good.
yeah,
And
that
also
game is
Monokuma.
good. How
Put
about the
Monokuma
rabbit
in.
games?
Put Monokuma in.
Franny, do you have any Smash picks?
Okay, I could tell you that I feel like two likely people are Paper Mario specifically.
I like it.
I don't know if
Yeah.
likely is the right word, but just, I feel it.
Possible.
Or,
yeah, probable.
Yes. Also, perhaps Dante from the Devil May Cry series.
You have no idea how much I want it. I don't know.
I want Mumbo from Banjo-Kazooie, because they already have Banjo-Kazooie in there. I know they can do it. Who would I be upset by? Listen, I do like the swords, but if they put one more Fire Emblem character in there that looks like all the other ones, it's gonna really frustrate me.
They're gonna put in I don't even know who's left. Roy's dad, whose name is Ellawood. They're gonna put Ellawood in.
They're gonna dip into Tokyo Mirage Sessions.
Yeah, they're gonna put the dude who looks like Crom in there.
Yeah.
I do think we need to know what the expert has to say about this.
The expert?
Oh.
You, right?
Me?
Who's
About
the
what?
expert?
What am I looking at?
I put it in the.
Oh, I closed
Oh,
that. Sorry.
Oh no!
a
Close that, Papagenos. We're not bringing that man.
Oh, God
on here.
damn it.
Come on.
God damn it.
No,
Fuck
no,
this.
no,
Smash
no.
This is half an hour. It's 40 minutes. Who are these people that he's watching this with? Who are these people?
No.
Who are they? Why is he dressed up like a karate gi? What's going
John
on in this
loses
video?
it.
Wait,
is
what the fuck? Hold on. Why
What?
is he dressed up like that?
Yeah, what's going on?
I think he was just pulling his shirt down.
They're
They're
playing. They're
Smash.
gaming.
I'm so sorry. I'm not a Papagenos expert. I thought he was
Wow.
gonna.
They're
Wait.
playing Pokemon Snap.
Wait.
Professor Mirror is gonna be in Smash.
Yeah. Put Professor Mirror in. Fuck
Yeah,
this.
good.
Oh my god. All right.
LA Beast is gonna be in Smash.
Badlands chugs the competition.
Please.
Oh, that would be good. That would be
Yeah.
good.
Enough talk, and then he just inhales it.
His final smash would be him chugging the world. Yeah.
Oh my god. The little chef mascot from Chef Club.
All
are
right,
sick.
but yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see what goes down. Tomorrow is Nintendo and Bandai Namco and maybe some other stuff that I'm not 100% sure about. But we'll be
So-
there. Yes.
I was just gonna say bets on Bandai Namco being Capcom again. since they have had multiple games at other shows. Like it's just going to be the Elden Ring trailer and the Scarlet Nexus trailer
Sure.
again, right?
Yeah.
I'm ready to
Yeah.
be disappointed.
Tales of Arise.
I can
Yeah.
see, because like a bunch of Elden Ring info has been coming out like over the last week or so. I can see them probably doing like a bigger like Elden Ring deep dive, like just to like go into gameplay and mechanics and stuff. But you know,
I would be surprised just based on how Dark Souls has been like pressed before.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
I would be
for
very
sure.
surprised to see more.
So far it's been very like par for the course for how they normally handle things.
Yeah.
But if they
I
truly
would-
have nothing, then I can see it happening.
You know, all I'm asking for is a fucking Tales of the Abyss Steam port. Like, just it's easy. You put it on the goddamn 3DS. Put it on
Yeah.
Steam. For me, the one person who's played Tales of the Abyss, apparently.
Played Tales of the Abyss doesn't mean I liked it though.
Wow. that is a discussion we'll get to at a later time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
Uh,
All right. Well, that does it. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, talk about Nintendo and Bandai and all that other stuff. I hope
Oh,
you all
yeah.
will be back. I hope you'll join us once again for the last time, hopefully. I know that there's some kind of
Oh,
stream.
shit.
Oh, yeah, it's Scott. Jesus Christ.
I thought it was empty.
You gotta shake it.
I did.
You thought wrong.
It's empty now.
Mhm.
Foolish.
But yeah, we will have a wrap up here. Let me see when the streams are. I gotta scroll. I gotta scroll up to where the list is. Hang on. Let's see here. Nintendo will be at 12 noon EST, 9 a.m. Pacific. And then they have a treehouse like all day. Bandai Namco is at 5:25, which is 2:25 Pacific. And then they have Eureka Studio, GameSpot, and then they're going to have E3 Awards tomorrow, which is going to be happening at the same time as our stream. So we're not going to watch that.
I'll have it on the side and I'll comment.
Yeah, whatever the hell that is. This is going to be another mess tomorrow, but we'll definitely talk about Nintendo and Bandai Namco. Those are the two things that'll be like important. But that's it. We'll see you tomorrow at 8:00 EST. Same time, same place. And come hang out with us in our Discord server. I know that there has been some trouble. Oh, okay. I don't know what that means.
in some trouble.
I don't know.
Don't look at
okay.
me. Don't look at me.
You're showing you have a stain on that shirt.
I do?
Yeah, huge one.
Where?
Wow, Gamer Exposed.
Where?
Oh, what a mess.
Gamer Exposed.
Oh my god, I do. Holy shit.
No, but like you were saying, I believe that the original link for the GameZone.zone is a bit of a.
Oh, is there
Probably
issues
compromised.
with that?
So, it works. It's just it only works if you type it in.
That's weird. I thought it was like
Okay.
an outage, but that's strange.
Get your parents' permission and log into http://
Hey everyone, go to the GameZone.zone. It's real. Just wait a little bit for it to warm up your computer.
I think I know what it is. I think it's don't add the S. Like don't do HTTPS, just do HTTP.
Oh.
Because I don't think there's
Okay.
like an SSL certificate for a redirect.
Mm-hmm.
Good,
Okay.
Good job, everyone. We made sure they don't get onto our secret blockchain mining setup
Yeah.
with the games on it. So, yeah.
But yeah, come hang out with us. We just chill basically every night, talk about games, hang out, play some stuff. It's always a good time. And keep watching the site, GameChooChoo.com, where we are also writing up all of these events. Solon is going to have something up like basically as soon as we are done with this, we're gonna like edit it and put it up. So there will be a written version of what we just did. So if you need to, look at it again, it'll be there. But thank you so much for watching. We'll be back tomorrow. See you then.
Okay, check.
Bye.